Okay, now let's have a look how we can alter or edit or modify the table, right? Changing the names of the column, the other specification of table, basically playing with a little bit with table. That's we use alter table, and the name of the table, and then you want to change the name of the column or drop the column or modify the column, right? So let's have a look. Okay, now MySQL Workbench is open, and make sure your XAMPP servers MySQL service is on. And then if I just click on MySQL instance, connection instance, now I have a query tab here, and then I have already created a table in our recent videos, members table, and it has few columns like member ID, first name, gender, date of birth. Now let's have a look how we can modify or alter a table. Now first let's have a look how many columns we have. If I use my database shop, and then if I just write a query to show all the columns, so to do this we say show columns and then semicolon at the end. Oh yeah, the columns, right? And then if I just run this query, there's a mistake, I think, in word column, COLUMNS. okay, show columns from, sorry about that, forget it. Show columns from the table name, which is members, and you can use backticks to quote your table. That looks good. Now it works basically if you do not put backticks here. So if you just clear a log and then run our query, there it is, it works. And let me just expand it a little bit. You can see we have around 4 columns, and with their description. It has a primary key that we discussed about in our last video, which stops duplicate, and it's not null, and these columns are nullable, and it has varchar with a length of 50, right? So that's how we can show columns. Now let's have a look how we can alter the table, right? So to do this, first let's just use the keyword statement called alter, right? And then the alter table, and then name of the table, which table you want to alter. So I want to alter members, and then what do you want to do? I want to add a column in it, right? And then what is the name of your column? For example, if I just create a new column called registered at, right? At column registered at. And if I just a little bit zoom it out, and then we must declare its data type. So it should be varchar or date. Basically it's a date, and then semicolon at the end. Now if I just run this query here, there we go, it successfully works. So if we just refresh our panel, there it is, we just got registered at, right? Now if I just comment this out, and again if I just say show columns from members and then run it, there we have it, right? The column date, and it is nullable, right? So let's just kind of drop the column. How we can drop a column? If I just comment this, and if I just write a new query called again alter table, and which table you want to alter, let me just copy this real quick and then paste it here. Alter table members. This time we will drop a column, drop column, and the name of the column, for example, we just created now registered at, and semicolon at the end of the statement. And if we just run this, let me just clear logs first and then run this, there we go, this is successful. And if you just refresh the bar, there it is. So the column has been dropped, right? What next? We can also alter the column name. For example, I just created registered at, I want to change it with created at, for example. Basically the changing of column name. How we can do it? Let me just uncomment this again, and if I just create the registered at again, it has been created, there it is. Now I want to alter it, I want to modify it. So how I will do it? Again, alter table members, Notice I'm writing the name of the table in small characters, and the SQL statements or codes using capital characters, right? I'm using capital words. So alter table members, and then which column you want to modify. I want to modify registered at with the new column, for example, which is created at, and then I'll put modify here. Basically I'm modifying the column alter table members, and then modify register at, I mean say change it with created at, right? So let me just put semicolon here. Yeah, there is a little underline. I think we need to use change here, right? Change register at with created at, and then data type again would be date. And if you just run this, we got success message, and if you just refresh this, it has been changed with created at. Let me just comment this and again run it. There we go. Now this is created at, and yeah, the data type is date, right? That looks good. Now that's how we can change the name of the column. Now how we can change the data type, I mean modification in our column. So it's again very simple. We will use the table, and which table you want to change. I want to change in members, and then simply I will modify the table. Which table you want to modify? For example, this time I want to modify first name, and I want to change the data type. For example, this is yeah, that's setting already varchar, that's full name, and varchar 50 length. I want to change the length, for example varchar 40, and put semicolon and run it. Okay, this time you can see the value has been changed. It is 40 now, and if I just change it again with 50, there we go, it has been changed. You can even change many columns, for example first name or genders, length, or it should be nullable or not. For example, this time it is nullable, so if I say not null and run this again, there we go. This time you can see it is not null, and you can add auto increment and other specification. There are a lot of, right? So that's how we can alter the table. We can add a column, we can drop a column, we can change the column's data type or name, right? All the things. So that's it, and in our next videos we'll be discuss how we can that would be interesting, how we can add data in our table, right?